Hello and welcome to STEM Help. I'm Mr. McCall, and today I'm going to show you how to perform the area of a square, rectangle, and triangle. All right, let's begin. All right, first thing to know about area is trying to figure out how much space does one side of a shape take up. All right, so if I have a shape of a rectangle in these dimensions right here, 7 meters and 4 meters, then all I need to do to calculate the area for that is multiply 7 and 4 together, and that will take up that'll tell me the entire surface area of this one side right here. So let's do that. 7 times 4, and that will equal 28. All right, but it's not just 28 because you have a measurement here. These are meters. So my answer will end up being 28 meters squared. And that meters squared is because you use two measurements, right? You're using length times width. All right. So since you use two measurements, you're going to end up with a measurement squared. So 28 meters squared would be the area, the surface area of this square right here, or of this rectangle, I'm sorry. Now let's do another rectangle real quick. Let's do All right, so I'm drawing another rectangle, and this time I'm going to do the measurement in centimeters. All right, so on the side here you have 3. On the top here you have 6. Now, what's important with rectangles and with squares is you already know the length of the other side. You automatically know the length of the other side if one side has a measurement. So if this is 6 meters, this is 6 meters. This is 3. If this is 3 centimeters, this is 3 centimeters. Okay. So we only need the length of we only need to know the length of two sides in order to perform or calculate surface area. So now we're just going to multiply these together to find the area. So that would be 6 times, well, it looks more like a plus sign, doesn't it? Times 3. Now 6 times 3, well, this 3 is a little faded, isn't it? Will end up being 18. All right, but the answer is not 18 because this is a surface area and you use two measurements, so it'll end up being 18 centimeters squared. All right, so that is the surface area of this rectangle. All right, now let's move on to squares. All right, squares are the same all the way around if it's a perfect square, so it's the same size. So if I need to know the surface area of this square, excuse me, I know it's not exactly a perfect square, right? But if I want to know the surface area of a square, all I need is one side because this one side is all going to be the same length on each side. So this is 3 inches. This will be 3 inches. This will be 3 inches. This will be 3 inches. All right, because it's supposed to be a perfect square. So all you need to do is multiply two sides. You don't have a side here for a measurement, but you know it's 3 inches because this is meant to be a square, right? So 3 times 3, when I write sideways, it always looks like a plus sign. 3 times 3 equals 9. But the answer is not 9, of course, because we have a measurement here, inches. So this will end up being 9 inches squared. All right. Now that is the surface area of a square. That's how you perform that. Now I'm going to move on to triangles because triangles have one extra step. The the equation for triangles is 1/2 times base times height. Your base is the bottom of your shape right here, and your height is the tip or the height of your triangle. Sometimes in an equilateral triangle, your height is going to be right through the middle. Other triangles will be more towards the side. All right, so let's say this triangle has these heights, and let's say it's in meters. Go with meters. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to say 1/2 times base times height. Base is 7. 1/2 times 7 times 9. Now, normally I would get a calculator out to do the area of a triangle because 1/2 times 7, or 1/2 times 7 times 9 isn't exactly easy to do. You can do it, but it's not as easy to do. So I'm going to take out my calculator, and 1/2 is equal to 0.5. So you turn on your calculator, and you type in 0.5 times 7 times 9. You'll end up with a measurement of 31.5. So 1/2 times 7 times 9 will end up being 31.5, and the answer will be in meters squared. So that's the answer for that triangle. All right, I'm going to show you another triangle. It's going to be the exact same way. I'm just going to do a different shape. Now, what's interesting about triangles is, and why this equation works, is because a triangle is exactly half of a square. So when you do 1/2, or a triangle, an extra triangle is either 1/2 of a square or a rectangle. So if you do 1/2 times the base times the height, you're doing the area for half of what we were doing before. All right. So with this one, it's 5 meters times 8 meters, but that would be the entire cube, right? Well, the entire rectangle. So we're not going to do that, right? We have to do our equation, which is 1/2 Okay, that 2 is completely sideways. 1/2 times your base is 5. 1/2 times 5 times 8. Right, so 1/2 times 5 times 8. So then we're going to take out our calculator. We're going to plug in 0.5 because 0.5 is equal to 1/2. 0.5 times 5 times 8, which ends up being 20. So the area for this shape ends up being 20 meters squared. And if you look at it, that's exactly half of what you would get if this was a square, because if this was a full square, you'd be doing 5 times 8, which would end up being 40 meters squared. All right, well, I hope this was helpful for you. You can leave a comment if you would like, and I hope you have a good day.